Are you ready? The Kornelia Stephanie Show. Wake up to love, your call to action. Join Kornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Kornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you today in our series, Stories of Hope. I'm so excited right away to introduce you to our first guest, Natalie, Janine. She's in the house, and with over a decade-long experience, Natalie Janine has become a dynamic and passionate advocate for women's rights. Natalie has dedicated her career to helping corporate women who feel stuck in the grind and how it is impacting their future financial vision for themselves. She's a seasoned speaker. She empowers women to take charge of their financial future and career aspirations. She says that money is a girl's best friend, and we say that too. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited you're here because really, being a women's advocate, empowering women to align with their money and ask for their money and stand in their wealth and create a beautiful foundation. It's an important piece because I find a lot of women, they don't feel comfortable in asking for it. Do you see that?
Absolutely. We're not taught to ask for it. I didn't see women negotiating. That's not how I learned. I learned from seeing dudes do it. And we gotta ask. And money feels even today, like if I have to ask about money, sometimes I get a little nervous, and that's okay. Feel the fear and do it anyway. But if you don't ask, you leave money on the table. And I'm not willing to leave any coins on the table.
No, because you know what it's like not having had any. And you know what it's like from like living in the survival or not enoughness or whatever. And that's part of our old paradigm that we're leaving behind. And we really need to step into what it is that you're talking about, women's rights, not just women, but women have, I mean, when you think about it, when you think about this, women's suffrage movement, was only like 100 years ago or something. I don't know. I'd have to look at the dates, but women have only begun being, able to vote in the last 100 years. So when you think about women, making their income and asking for them to be paid top dollar, it does require courage.
Oh, yes. And courage, and as well as knowing that you get to be compensated for the value you bring to the table. That's just a given. And so the idea that we don't ask, I don't like that we have to ask. Like, why don't we just pay people? But that's not the lifestyle we live in. And so ask, ask. And I love that I give women the tools to ask, and seeing them confidently ask. Oh, I had the opportunity to listen to my client negotiate, and she did it with so much power and just confidence. And I was proud of her. And I'm thankful I was on mute because I was like, yes, go girl. So yes, ask, you deserve it.
So what got you started on this journey?
I started unofficially when I was working in government, and I wanted a raise for my 1 year as well as a promotion. And so I was talking to a colleague, and I was like, are you asking for more money? And she was like, I'm not going to talk to you about that. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. And so I asked, and I got more money, and I got paid more than her. And then she wanted to have a discussion about it. And I helped her because, I want to see all of us win. I believe there's enough money for all of us. So there's no reason for me not. And so I just kept doing that, kept asking women, are you asking for more money? If you're 1 year, or you're getting a new job, or you negotiate, do this and do that. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it. And I said, Janine, you have a gift here. You should try to pursue this more. And so I hired a business coach, and he was like, Natalie, Janine, women are not negotiating and women need help. You should do it. and I stepped into it, and it's been amazing.
That's so awesome. I love that story. He said, this is really cool because of what he said. He said, women are not negotiating. So now that needs to be your marketing.
Yes.
That needs to be your marketing, period. Women are not negotiating. If you're that woman, come to this call. If you're that woman, send this email. If you're that woman, if you can relate, that's the piece. Women are not negotiating, whether it's money or time or more, whatever the strategy is, right?
Right. And are we surprised that women are not negotiating when we're taught early on how to be helpful in the house, cook, clean, take care, do this or that? Like we're taught to submit so early. So why would we know to ask for money or time off or to take a self-care day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I love this movement that you're creating. I love what you're doing.
Thank
I love the
you.
brand. I totally love it. I think it's so important because there's so many women out there that operate and live from a low self-worth, from a low self-esteem, that they're just living from that place. And in
Mhm.
order to flip that paradigm, they need a coach like you, right?
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And to understand, I was that girl.
Yeah.
I wasn't always confident. I didn't believe in my abilities, and I had people pour into me, and I put myself in rooms where sometimes people didn't look like me. I always was seeking a mentor, and I'm like, now it's my turn to give back. And my thing is, we need money. We need it. And I see that as a place where I can really help because I am very brave in that aspect. I don't mind asking for money, and I don't mind asking for an outrageous number because I know what I bring to the table and how hard I'm going to work. So I'm teaching women to do the same thing. And if I could teach you today, just imagine how much more money you will make throughout your life. So I'm
Yeah.
so thankful that I get to do this.
Yeah, and you know what you're saying? You're saying that I don't mind asking for an outrageous number. What that means is that, you don't mind asking for it. So you hold that energy, you're in that courage, you're in that determination. Then when you're working with a client, it's that lifeline, and it's like
Yeah.
somebody, is holding that space, and, now you can too.
Yep. And when my clients come to me, I always tell them, borrow my faith until you have your own. And
Yeah.
know that I'm in this with you. And so it's just very courageous. And I'm thankful that I've been called to this work because I was not doing this. I started this over a little over a year ago. So I wasn't doing this previously. And it's been
Yeah.
lovely.
Just think where you're going to be in 10 years from now. You're going to be the philanthropist and helping, having money to donate to all kinds of charities and all the things that you
Oh,
want to do, because your legacy is about empowering women and supporting them to stand in their wealth. And what was it? What was it the coach said to you? What was that?
women are not negotiating, so you need to do this work.
There, that is. There, that's
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah. So,
Thank you so much for your kind words.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I see it. Now, um, when you work with clients, like, how do people find you? What's your social media handles and all of that?
So I'm Natalie Janine Gates everywhere. I'm very active on a lot of apps, but if you come to TikTok, I love conversing with everybody. So TikTok is really where my jam is because I love the app, but really I am everywhere. And DM me. Let's have a conversation. Let's get to know each other. This is a sisterhood first before it is a coaching program. So please reach out and let's talk about anything and everything.
Right. And now, do you also go to do speaking, like at companies? Do
I
you go?
do.
Yeah.
I'm doing speaking engagements, yes. And I
Oh,
love it.
yeah. So if, for those companies that are out there that are looking for a powerful, dynamic speaker that's going to come in and get everybody motivated and pumped up, this would be your lady to call. So,
Amen.
right? Yeah, right. What do you want to leave the audience with, today? Like, what's the thing that you see people, women, do when they're not taking action, when they're settling for less or playing small?
I think it's a money mindset, especially if you've been raised money doesn't grow on trees, or whenever you ask for something, it's always a no without an explanation. We start to have this scarcity mindset. So, my first thing I would love for any woman who is afraid of money to tell yourself money flows to and through me. Money grows on trees. I am worthy of having money. Believe that, eat that, live that daily, multiple times a day. Because, sister, when I tell you money is your birthright, I believe that. However much money you want, you can have, but you have to believe that in order to attract that. So if you change your mindset, oh my gosh, the world is yours.
And that's your belief set. And that's why you're able to do this work, because you believe that. I grew up in the era of, being taught the conditioning of money doesn't grow on trees.
Mm-hmm.
For that, no, we can't do that. No, we can't do this, right? And I love hearing that money grows on trees. That's such a flip of the paradigm. It's like the word saying you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, what good is having the cake?
Right, because we don't eat it over here.
Right? It's like, yeah, I'm going to eat the cake, Mom. You better believe I'm going to eat the cake, because I was told, no, you can't have your cake and eat it too. And money doesn't grow on trees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you can't change the world. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'm like, no, it grows on trees. Yes, you can have access to it. And I want us to start talking about money more. The idea that we don't talk about it is what hinders us from making more. Let's talk about it. Let's be uncomfortable in that and know that we are safe. I'm not saying talk about money with everybody and anybody you meet, but have a safe group of people that you can talk about money to. Like, do that. My clients talk about money with each other, as they
Yeah.
should. And so that's very powerful as well.
Where do you find your clients?
Social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, word of mouth. Yeah, it's
Nice.
been lovely.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I mean, it's nice to know that people are finding you there and being inspired and uplifted by your message, and you're helping them claim more of their birthright, like you said, their
Yes.
abundance and their wealth. And that time is now. I mean, if it's not going to be now, when is it going to be? Now is the time. Now is the time really to ask for more, to create more, to really be in your energy and learn to ask for what's yours to begin with.
Yes. And I love that
Yeah.
you said ask now, not after you get a degree, not after another certification, not after another whatever. Now is your time. You
Yeah,
have skin in the game, get paid for the skin in the game.
that's good. That's really good.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm inspired by you. So we definitely want to have you on for a longer discussion. I want to talk to you about other things that we can rant about, this and that.
Yes.
And
Thank you for
I
having me.
oh yeah, you're absolutely brought your energy. You brought it big time. I feel you. And so thank you for coming on.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. It's such a pleasure. I appreciate you.
Thank you. We're going to take a break on the Kornelia Stephanie Show. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. Can you believe this? My next guest is tuning in. I'm bringing her to you, and she's from Israel. And it is 10 p.m. there in the evening time, and she's here. She is Shani Bahar Azulay, and she's here to share a glimpse of her unique life and provide us with a space of connection, moments of serenity, and positive energy. Welcome to the show today, Shani.
Thank you. It's so excited to be here.
Yes. Oh, so what inspired you to come onto the show today? What was that thing that wanted you to come here?
Wow, it's a little bit complicated question because of two reasons. First of all, uh, inspiration is my favorite value in my job. When I talk with people about their life lesson, I guess we will talk about it later. I believe that this is the main value that can guide us to realize our purpose, to do the task that Saul will talk about it before we born. I believe this is my favorite value when I talk with people. And it's so excited to talk about it here.
Yes. So Shani, so you said inspiration is your favorite value to talk about, right? Is that what you said?
Yes, yes.
I want to point out something. Even before we went live on the show, I said, what is it that you want to highlight? And I put the word out. I put the word out. I said inspiration, and you said yes. So it's in your field. It's in your field, and I was just calling it out. So you're here to inspire us. You want to share a little bit about your journey, your unique life, your a glimpse of your journey. What would you like to share?
What happened between us before our show started is a favorite example about my journey. My journey started in mistake. When I was 11 years old, and my mother and father saw a TV of news, and say, "Oh, I hate this situation in Israel. What can we do? It's so wrong." And they angry and were angry to their government. And my mother asked me, "Shani, why do you looking to me in this face?" And I said, "I don't understand how much people angry about the situation and why they don't change it." So my mother said me a sentence that opened for me, wow, a word. She said me, "So you can change." And this is the time I started to write alternative method of administration. I want to combine self-development and self-administration, and together make a world that more aware about themselves, and combine their life lesson with the laws and so on. After 4 years, I started to write. I started to write it and finished it. And I said to my teacher in the school, "What can I do now?" So she said me, "You can do a lecture." And I was so excited, and I did my first lecture in my school. And in this lecture, were a manager of a club, of a teenager club in the city, and she said me, "Shani, come to do lecture with our club." And I started to do lecture about the connection between the method of administration and self-development. And I developed a method that combine life lesson and the connection between our tasks and why we were born to this world. And after that, I started to do volunteer. I did alternative volunteer. Like the army, we can do alternative volunteer and do volunteer in the office of government. And I learned about the system inside the system. I worked in the office of law in Israel during 1 year. And after that, I said, "Just a second, I don't want to wait when I can be a prime minister of Israel and do it during the system. I want to build it now." And when I started to build it, I went to a club of young people, leaders, it's called, and asked them who wants to join to my journey and do little parliament. And we built it. And after that, they asked me how can we combine our life lesson inside it. And this is the point that I have today. I built a website that you can enter and do quizzes and do a self-test. What is your life lesson? And get the result in real time. And when you can get it, you can understand better the gap between what you want and what you have. And this gap learns us a lot about what we need to do in this world and how we can inspire to other people.
I have no words for you. I have no words. I'm like beyond wow. Beyond wow. Beyond wow. You get a standing ovation all the way around. I want to go back to the beginning when your mother said those 3 words to you, "You can change."
Yes.
this is such an important lesson right there, and I'm sure you recognize that and realize that, because basically your mother gave you permission to change the world, to change what you don't like, to change the thing, to change. She gave you permission. Where in our culture and in our conditioning, many countries of women and children, where the children were told, you can't change the world, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. And look at what happened when your mother said those three words to you. Next thing you know, you wrote up the document, you did the lecture, you said, well, I could be prime minister, I could, do, you did all of these things, and everything just started opening up for you. Then you created this amazing website, which I cannot wait to go see this website. I'm going to take my own test and check it out. But I think it's extraordinary what you have done. And I just want to say, you are the future leader in our world. You are, because it is with this type of energy of what you did that is going to ripple out and change the world.
Thank you. Wow, it's so excited for me. I want to give you an example about what you say. When I did one of the lecture, I did lecture since today. I did the lecture about magnetic field, and I built a health system with all the details. I built the health in new system, and I talked a lot about magnetic field. And when I came people with the heart disease, with the cancer and terrible stories, and I said, do you think you can heal yourself? And some of them said me no, and some of them said me yes. And when they said me yes, they asked me, which pain make you in the place you are in? They mean, if I had the pain that makes me to do the changes that I do. And in the start of my way, I little bit angry about this question, because I said, why I need pain? I need to change. I don't need pain. And when I asked them why the pain it need to be a motive, they said me, wow, it's not need to be a motive. And I said, so why you use it to motive? Why you need the pain to change something? And they said, we don't need it, but it's a habit that pain active us. And when they change the motive, it's a big healing for them, because pain is not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
We need to change because this is the time. We don't need to pay for it.
Yes, we don't need, yes, exactly. I want to tell the audience, first of all, I want to have you on another show, a longer show. I'm going to have Ashley connect us where we can talk longer. That's what I want to do. The other thing is, let's give the audience information where they can look up your beautiful website, and also where they can find you on social media.
Okay, it's perfect from my side. You can enter to shanibaharazulay.com. This is the website. And in the website, you can find all my social media.
Good. In the website, they can find all the social information?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to that website myself. I want to check that out. But like I said, I also want to have a longer discussion with you, because I can see, just like I saw that you are here to inspire us before you use those words. I said it out loud. I said, you're here to share inspiration. And you said, yes. And then you did that. So I definitely want to speak with you again and have a longer conversation about all the things that you're talking about, what you're doing, and bring your work. You can change. Your mother saying you can change.
Thank you.
Yeah, give your mother a big hug and a kiss, and Yeah, give yourself one. And I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show. Having, however it became connected, however you found us. So thank you for that, Shani.
Thank you. It's so exciting for me. Thank you for the respect. I like this show, and I will continue to watch.
Oh, good.
This
Good. Good.
yes,
Then I will see you then. We will see each other then soon. Okay. We'll schedule another call, another show.
perfect.
Okay. Audience, we're going to take a break right now on the Kornelia Stephanie show. I want to thank Shani, Bahar, Azulay, coming on the show today. And we're going to take a break and then we're going to be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm so grateful that you're tuning into the Kornelia Stephanie show. Our next guest is Christine Padovan, is the founder of Paladina International, and is an author, media host, healer, teacher, and speaker. A life-changing event occurred from 2013 to 2019, where Christine uncovered people from the medical and pharma communities purposely slow poisoning her and her family/friends with heavy metals hidden from regular medical tests with the use of nanotechnology. Symptoms match that of common illnesses and diseases, fooling doctors but not her. She and others survived with the help of a renowned industrial toxicologist and top forensic lab tests when she uncovered the truth. She's here to talk to us today about it. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kornelia. It's great to be here.
Wow. I mean, when I read your information, I was like, I definitely am looking forward to talking to you. So I'm just glad you survived. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad your family survived. Do you want to break down the story?
Oh, well, yeah. So basically, I have a degree in psychology, and ever since I was very, very young, I'm a very intuitive person in terms of understanding, studying behaviors of people, how they are. And, I always want to put two and two together, right? So I've always studied from a very early age nutrition, fitness, health and wellness as a whole, sound mind, sound body. That's always been very important to me. And I've always wanted to have that for everyone. And so when I had moved to California, this all happened in California in December of 2010. Nothing had happened yet, but then I met somebody. And, I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. He's first generation American like I am. And, you have that commonality and everything. Now, at the same time, my abilities, my psychic abilities started developing or started to get stronger. I've always been science-based ever since I was a kid, studying stuff, and everything had to be proven by science and proven in the 3D. But I'd also found, even through an uncle in Italy who was a priest, he could actually do healing. And so those things started to come out. And I actually got certified in sacred meditation healing, which is similar to Reiki, which is energy healing. So I'm a kind of a blend. That's what I call in my book that I have online. I'm a Renaissance woman. I'm kind of a blend of all of that together. So when this was happening, and it was happening through my now ex's family, when a young woman started dating his son from a prior marriage, I noticed right away that something was kind of off with her. And she was someone who, ever since she was a little girl, she had these issues of always causing trouble. And she had been a drug addict. She had gone to jail. She had all sorts of emotional and mental issues as well. And I noticed the way she would react to us or react to something. If she even heard the word no, something bad would happen to you. Talking behind your back, things like that, making others people think you were in the wrong or you were doing something wrong. And I said, boy, this, and I knew right away, I even predicted to him when I first met her, I just knew intuitively, I said, this girl is bad news. Do not encourage your son to continue seeing her. Well, unfortunately, my ex was not a brave person in terms of how he would speak to his sons. He allowed this young woman to continue to come into our home, which caused major issues. What I do want to let viewers know, and this is what I also teach, is that your home is your sanctuary. If you are a parent of a child who is starting to date and they're dating someone that you have some problems with, or you just feel that person isn't, of course it's up to, we all free will. It's up to your child to decide whether they want to stay, but you as a parent can say, we love you, but we don't want this individual in our home. We just we're not comfortable. You have the right to say who you wish in your home. Unfortunately, Mark wasn't like that, allowed her to freely come into the home. I started noticing, it was like a year or so later, the health issues. And she loves to bake. She loves to bring gifts of food. And I started intuitively thinking, especially with everything happening with her, always this vindictive behavior and all that.
Yeah.
I said, don't eat what she brings. I said, don't eat what she brings. He's like, oh no, she wouldn't do that. I said, are you kidding me?
Right.
Her father is a former nurse. Her mother is a nurse. She's a former drug addict. She knows these gang members. She knows drug dealers. I said, and she's vengeful with everything else doing behind our backs and all this other stuff. I said, unfortunately, yes, she would, especially with her criminal history. I said, I don't like to think bad of anybody. I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but I said, you have to trust my judgment on this. Something's happening here. So long story short, I tried to figure out what was causing the uncontrollable diarrhea in Mark, because he still was eating what she would bring, even though I, would diligently throw it out and slow down the process. It took basically a year and a half, and then things were full blown in bad way. I was avoiding her, so most of it I avoided until then they found out I filed police reports. Unfortunately, as some people know, in California, some of these police are not on the side of citizens, unfortunately, and we citizens have to do. And I proved it. I basically paid a lot of money for forensic testing. And what I figured out is, why were the regular LabCorp and Quest diagnostic tests showing nothing? It's because they're using nanotech on purpose to keep the metals from being seen. So you could just take that LabCorp test and your doctor will think there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's no toxicity in your body at all.
Wow.
I would send our hair to a forensic lab out of Colorado, Carlson Company, which does actually forensics also for police and even FBI, but they do it also for citizens now. Oh my God, it was like the whole kitchen sink. Unbelievable, like 13 or more metals, arsenic, thallium, vanadium, titanium, unbelievable. And they actually know how much to do of what element to create nerve issues, to create the uncontrollable diarrhea that the doctors would think, oh, that's UC, or that's IBS, irritated bowel syndrome, or ulcerative colitis, that you see so much now, all this new medication on, right? It was just unbelievable what was happening. And I said, what we have to do is we need to detoxify. I said, to reverse all these symptoms, we need to detoxify. I said, all these allergies now, basically when you're full of toxicity like that, you're allergic to dairy. You start becoming allergic to wheat and gluten, but it's artificially being created. When you detoxify, all of that goes away. The kidney problems, the bladder, everything, all the inflammation goes away.
How do you detoxify? How do you detoxify that?
Well, what's interesting, it's a very natural element because Dr. Standinger, she happens to be a very spiritual toxicologist herself, unbelievably connected, in a spiritual way. She only advises using natural elements to detoxify, no medication at all, as some people would recommend. And what's amazing is this element that's in every cell of our body is called glutathione, but we don't make as much as we get older. It's like collagen. We kind of slow down the production of it. When you start just taking extra glutathione, it will gently pull anything, chemical, metal, even if you drink excess alcohol. It will actually detoxify your liver and kidneys very gently to even restore your kidney and liver functions.
I want to have
It's
you
just
back
incredible.
I want to have you back on for a longer show.
Yeah, sure.
I want to talk. I mean, there's just a lot of questions I have. There's a lot of things I want to say because I wanted to give you the space where you could just, let it out. But the fact that you already intuitively knew right away from the beginning, this was trouble, and then nobody listened to you, and then you had this whole experience.
Right. And that's also what I teach, Kornelia, is because women are very perceptive this way, but this is also what I'm doing with the public as well, is teaching intuitive, trusting your intuition about a situation, because basically you're usually correct. Your gut tells you if something is wrong, it's 100% on point. And that's another thing I do teach. So
how can people find you on social media?
Well, on social media, I'm on rumble.com on a channel called The Paladina. It's actually, that channel is on Roku TV now, on the Awake Freedom TV channel, free of charge. We're trying to reach as many people as possible because obviously this is a global issue, not just for intentional, but even accidental and environmental toxicity causes the same issues.
Yeah, I think this is such a great thing, especially right now. So many people are challenged with toxicity, and this is really good. I mean, even a narcissist. Let's just say a narcissist person is cooking food for you and feeding you. You're going to be picking up all that energy, and it's totally true. I resonate with this very deeply. So Christine, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes.
The link that you received for this podcast is the same for the replay link. I'm going to have Ashley connect with you. We can set up a further conversation for having you on for a longer show.
Sure.
I want to thank you for coming on. Audience, we're going to go take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. My next guest is Alma Thomas. She is an insightful minister, author, motivational speaker, consultant, and coach. As a proven leader, she is the founder and executive director of Alma Thomas Ministries. Now, when you meet her today, you're going to see that she is recording, coming to us from her hospital bed in her home, because she has a story of hope and a message to share with you. Welcome to the show today, Alma Thomas.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be here on today.
Yes, and so here we are, having you on when you are in your hospital bed. So something happened recently that was devastating and that really took you by surprise. Do you want to tell us what that is?
Yes, in 2021, I had a massive stroke, and the doctors gave me a 1% chance of living. They wanted to hook me up to a ventilator, and they told me that I had a 99% chance of waking up once they put me on the ventilator. And I refused to be on a ventilator because I did not think that this sickness was unto death. I heard the diagnosis. I heard that the situation was dire, but I didn't feel in my spirit that it was all over. I didn't believe that I had accomplished all of my purpose here on earth. So I was breathing. They said I was breathing at 1%, but I felt like I was breathing normal. I normally have asthma. You know, when you have an asthma attack, you struggle to breathe. And I was in worse condition than I ever been in my life. But I felt like I was breathing fine. Matter of fact, the nurse, I'll always remember this. She said, "Do you want me to hold your hand while you transition?" And I said to her, "No." She said, "You want me to call your family?" I said, "No," because I knew I was gonna still be here tomorrow. They had prepared to bury me, but I knew that I was still gonna be here tomorrow. And once I got that in my spirit, now there is nothing that I feel that I cannot do. The reason why I do these interviews in my bed is because so many times in life we make up excuses, we procrastinate about doing our purpose in life, and we always feel like it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be tomorrow. But this near death experience taught me that we never know when tomorrow is not gonna come. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So whatever purpose you have in your life, you have to fulfill it now. If you want to write a book, write a book. If you want to go back to school, write a book. I'm sure a lot of people that are vain are saying, "Look at her. She's laying in that bed and she's doing an interview. What does she have to be excited about? What does she have to be happy about?" Well, I'm excited and happy that I'm still here. I'm still chasing my dreams. As a matter of fact, um, since I've been home from the hospital, I have two books that I've written that are with the editor right now. I did a healing journal with the scriptures that I read over and over again while I was in the rehab. So there's no excuse why you can't do the thing. If you're scared, do it scared. If you're afraid, don't worry. If you're worrying about who's going to read it, who's going to look at it, there's somebody out there that's waiting for you. Just like I went through this ordeal, not for myself, but for somebody else that might not have the hope, might not have the courage. They might feel hopeless. But I inspire people to keep going on, even when you feel like your rope of hope is almost broke. You just keep holding on. You keep reach beyond the break and keep holding on.
Well, I'm just blown away by you. I'm blown away by you. I want to say, you lifted so many, you busted through so many patterns, so many belief systems, so many things that people face every single day with who you are. And when I introduced you, I said that you are insightful, that you are a minister, that you are an author, that you are a motivational speaker, a consultant, and a coach, that you are a proven leader, and you are right now in your hospital bed, and you are being and doing exactly the things that you believe in on who it is that you are, with your message, your voice, and your message of hope and inspiration, blowing people away with that courage and determination. I am certain the woman that held your hand and said to you, "Do you want me to hold your hand while you transition?" When you said no, I am sure right now that she is, that will affect her for the rest of her life, because you fought for your life, you're fighting for life, and you said no, even though they wanted to put you on a ventilator, even though they wanted to help you die and transition out. But your faith and your inner knowing and your guidance has kept you breathing and living and inspiring.
Yes, yes. I told them, no way, no way. And the next morning, when they came in, they left me sitting in a chair all night. And when they came in the morning, they like tiptoed into the room, and I screamed out, "Hey, hey, I want to get back in my bed. You left me in this chair all night." And they were like startled, like they didn't expect to see me conscious. They didn't expect to hear me talking, but I refuse to give up in life. There's nothing after losing my son in 2009 and seeing dirt thrown on my son. There's nothing in life that I can't conquer. You know, have you ever been to the circus or the carnival? The carnival, and you that game that you throw the ball at the clown, and you think that you look around for a minute and you see the clown going all the way down, and you think that you won, but they put something in that clown to make it bounce back just when you think you won. Well, God has put a bounce back spirit in me, that every obstacle, every hurdle that I go through, I bounce back. Just when you think it's over, just when you think you're about to bury me, I'm just like that clown. When you turn around, I bounce back up again.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And so it is. Let's tell the audience where they can find you on social media. Are you active there?
Yes, I'm very active on social media. My Facebook page is Alma Thomas at Facebook. My Instagram is Alma Thomas 8272, and my website is bit.ly/Author Alma.
That's awesome. Alma, I am absolutely 1000% behind you to bounce back and come back in full force. And anytime that you want to come back on the Kornelia Stephanie show, we'd love to have you again. We can even have a longer conversation. So keep that in mind. What do you want to say to the audience before we close the show today?
My last words to the audience is, just do not give up. No matter what the circumstances are, no matter what the situation feels like, in your darkest hour, you can still make it. And whatever it is that you want to do in life, don't allow the dream killers to kill your dreams. Keep on dreaming. I double dog dare you to dream again.
And that is so. Amen to that. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in the show today. I want to thank all of my guests for coming on. Minister Alma Thomas, many blessings, much great health to you. I absolutely know we're going to see you bounce back. We'll see you again next time, everybody. Take good care.
You've been listening to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio. Kornelia's joy is to engage others in practical ways, showing us how to live in the new earth in harmony with our true nature. For more information on Kornelia and her extraordinary work, or to listen to past shows, go to her website at korneliastephanie.com.